Hi guys, I know it's been a couple of weeks, but I've had the most horrendous flu-y, coldy bug thing, and we've had lots of stuff going on, so I was like, prioritise me, we'll come back to this another time. So I am back with my passion planner, my medium one, and I'm going to plan for the coming week. Now I say plan, I don't think plan is necessarily the right phrase, but we'll just go with it. There'll be stickers, there'll be organising, we'll see what happens. So the week that I'm planning is coming week, which is the 16th to the 22nd of March, which covers St Patrick's Day and in the UK Mother's Day as well. Now St Patrick's Day isn't something that I necessarily celebrate, but it's one of those things I like to mark in my planner. I think it's because of the greens and the oranges that go with it. That being said, this doesn't have any orange. I'm using an old kit, I'm stash busting a bit, from EllieBeth DesignsUK when she was still doing kits, called Irish Beauty, which has the lovely greens and a dash of pink, and then when you get to the washi, I'm just flicking through this completely off camera, I'm sorry, lovely greens and pinks, there we go, I'll try again. And then when we get to the washi, it's a sort of this floral. So I was kind of like, actually, for a week that's got St Patrick's Day and Mother's Day, it was probably a good shout. Plus, it's a nice happy kit, which for everything that's going on in the world at the moment, I thought was quite nice. So yeah, so I say plan because I'm being hopeful, but with everything as it stands, things are more than likely to change just like that. So I'm sort of prepping my planner for the week, I suppose, more than necessarily planning. It's kind of scary how things have happened this week in the world, but I'm trying not to dwell on it too much. Let's talk about some positives. So this week, actually, that I'm planning for will be a year since I went off sick with my mental health difficulties, and I wanted to sort of make a thing of it because actually a year is a long time for you to, well, a long time is a good amount of time to sort of look back and reflect on where we are, where I've come from, and actually I feel like I've come a really long way, in all the right ways. So I was kind of felt that I wanted to do a plan with me for this week, just to mark that really, more than anything else. Even if all I'm planning is actually, I'm just decorating my planner more than anything else. So there we go. So yeah. The washi strips on these kits always came with cut lines. You could trim it in half, which means it fits across my medium passion planner beautifully. The header strips do cover the daily focus boxes, but I'm not using those much at the moment. And then what I'm going to do is take the date numbers that Rachel now sells separately and just use these to fill in the gaps, because it just helps cover up some of that residual, come on, think of the words, residual darkness underneath. So yeah, so although everything's up in the air, actually this week it's been a year, and I kind of feel like I'm not there yet, but I'm definitely in a better place, and that is worth marking in some way. So let's start with things around the edge. So I've ummed and ahed about whether I'm going to time block this week, what I'm going to do, and I think what I'm going to do is to plan the details of my week in terms of general tasks, things I want to get done during the week, and tracking, things like that, and then I will leave the rest of the week kind of open to plan as the week goes on, or to kind of fill in at the end of each day. So we'll kind of see how it goes. One thing I always loved were these triangular banners, because they just fit really nicely in my nice little space for the weekend, so that always made me happy. So I'm going to try and use as many of these stickers as possible, which may take a little bit of thought process, possibly a bit more than I can actually deal with at this moment in time, but we'll get there. So one thing I have done, because I'm using up quite a few old things, kits really, at the moment, is trimming the boxes to turn them into to-do lists. So it does so on here you end up with 28, that's the one, 28 individual things, which you can then kind of chop and change and everything else. And I'm fairly certain, if I get this right, I can do bit more than that if I get this right. I've got to get it right first. And I'm fairly certain, yep, I've done that off camera as well. So I start from the lines and work out. Let me see if I can turn it this way. I'm sorry, I've been rearranging things on my desk in readiness for sort of working from home on a more frequent basis, and things are a bit chaotic, so it's not going to help with this. So yeah, so start with these and then trim just a couple of these off. Now I knew this was going to happen. Just have a think moment. I think in a pause I can do this. So what I've normally done, and it's just occurred to me, is actually I have trimmed the washi strip a little bit more, so I can just fiddle about a bit with where it goes, and I'll be able to fit it on a little bit more evenly. There we go. Oh, it's amazing. You think you know what you're doing, and suddenly it's like your brain completely empties it all out, which is fun. So yes, I don't necessarily celebrate St. Patrick's Day anymore. I did when I was at uni, because it was a great time to have time with friends, and especially since one of my friend's girlfriends was Irish, that always made a great night. And the Irish bar in where I went to uni, they were at the end of a dead-end street, so they used to just empty the street out and then just fill it with bands and mobile bars, and everybody would just turn up and it'd be an absolute laugh. So I did always enjoy that, but I do think there's something about the green and the orange that just really appeals to me. I know last year Rachel produced a collection that was very orange and green. I loved it, and I did use it for St. Patrick's Week, but as I said, you know, things change, and that was a week that was neglected in my planner, but I kind of feel was justifiably neglected. So what I'm going to do now is just trim off the bottom couple of boxes on these carefully, and then I will add them on the bottom. Oh, she says, and then can't even follow her ruler. That was awful, but I will go with it. It'll be fine. That tends to be my feeling at the moment. So there we go, and then hopefully it's a bit more like it. These then fit underneath, and might be a bit wonky underneath, but they kind of fit underneath. And then you've got to-do lists, and actually because these are 5 per box, I've still got 28 tasks to fit in. Say sometimes I use the old kits that have got 6 on them, and they fit really nicely as well, and obviously give you more. So that's how I incorporate the to-do list boxes, if I'm not putting them within the actual time block. Next we're going to go to, I suppose it's a sidebar. Yeah, it is kind of. Everyone calls it a sidebar. I have already semi-trimmed the other bit of washi, but I think I'm just going to trim it again. Oh no, maybe I'm just going to trim a bit of it, just to fill in the grey black headers, because there's quite a bit of floral on that, which will help cover it. So I'll stick this over here, and then no, I still want that bit. This over here, and that just covers it up and takes a bit more of the darkness out. Then I'm gonna go for one of the. I do really like these boxes with sort of the little side bit, and I know it's kind of covered up that bit of washi, but it just stops. I kind of feel the pattern coming through is a bit better than the grey, if that makes sense. And then I'm going to stick this in here just to mark a positive thing each day, because I do feel that's important. What else? I kind of want to leave this, but I may trim some of the full boxes and put them in, because this is one of those kits where the full boxes have heavily patterned, all of them, so it's easier to trim them up and use them a little bit like washi, but we'll go with that. Right, where am I up to now? I think I'm going to go for an ignore the timelines day, I think, and go for a bit of stacking. Is that what I want to do? Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to stack my, from the bottom up, bottom. I can hear my mother telling me off now. I'm going to stack my meal labels. Again, I just can't get things lined up today clearly to show you exactly what I'm doing. I'll just do it and then show you, apparently. So I get a bit wittery now as well, aren't I? I can hear it. There we go. So yeah, having nice bright colourful things to look at is definitely a nice thing in the current state of affairs. And I feel this is I'm definitely going to enjoy looking at this, I think. And I'm not quite there yet, but we'll see. So food, hydration. Now I may stack, bear with me while I just get my monster rainbow items folder. I've started keeping them all in plastic wallets, so it's chunked it out a fair amount. So I'm going to have to go individual for this week, just because I don't have any of the weekly ones in a good colour that would work. So we'll go with these. I do have some more. And just stack them at the bottom. Because hydration I've got really bad at again. It was one of those things I was really trying to focus on and doing really well with, and then I've just kind of slipped, because it's very easy, or for me it's very easy just to sit down at my desk, crack on all day, get to the end of the day and go, hold on a minute, when did I last drink something? So it's definitely one of those. Right, I've got a pink to go there, and then green. I don't have any light green ones left, so we'll have to go dark green and put that in there. So that's that kind of thing. I want to mark my holidays, obviously, and to do that I just have script words that I have been keeping safe and then adding to all year. So I think we'll go with St. Patrick's Day on there. That's not going to fit, is it? And stick that on Tuesday. And then we've also got Mother's Day, which is that one. There we go. So I kind of feel like it needs to be on the pink one. We'll put it on there. Yeah, we'll put it on there. So that's Mother's Day. So those are the events. Work. Now, I may go rummaging in a folder for that, because I think I'm going to use these to mark randomly, put them towards the top. I'm going to put them right in the middle of the day. There we go. I'm going to use these ones for self-care. So I had a bit of a dip the other week and realised it was probably because I hadn't been prioritising looking after myself properly, which is not good. So I felt that actually prioritising self-care and marking in my planner what I'm going to do each day is something that I needed to do. So that's what we're doing. So I like these little labels for doing that, because they just take up a good amount of chunk if I'm time planning. If not, they still take up a nice space in the day, and it just makes it stand out a little bit more. Like, all my planning I could do without stickers, but where's the fun in that? You know, stickers are fun, so we should keep going with them, is my view. And then sometimes I use the heart icons. Are there any on there? Yeah, like these. There's a whole sheet of those, and sometimes I stick those in just to really make it obvious, because these are quite similar to other size labels. So that's my self-care right in the middle of the day, because why not? At the moment we still have guides on Monday, so I'm going to find one of the guide labels in there. So these are little reusable sticker books, and they're B6 size, so I've got rainbow selections in here that I tuck in my traveller's notebook. Okay, we're going to put that in there, because I think actually what we're going to end up doing is doing tasks in here. It's just kind of naturally developed that way. Right. Work labels. Don't know. Wednesday is What's New Wednesday this week. So I think I'm going to do a little heart for that one. And I'm going to put it right at the top, because What's New Wednesday is important. And can I find a pen? Of course not. There we go. So that will be sticker purchasing. Other things, so say my session I go to on a Tuesday has been cancelled until further notice because it's held in a conference room in a large surgery, so GP surgery, so that won't happen. So that's come out, guides are still on. We were meant to be going away this weekend because for family, but that's been cancelled due to the age and condition of various family members, so that's taken the big things out of the week. I have got work, but again, work may become working from home, so we don't know what's going on there. I'm going to put this in to record the gratitude prompts for each day. Sharing gratitude prompt. Do I want to put a sticker for... No, I will use... I'll use a little phone one and stick that in here, and I'll draw around it to mark it out. It is recycling this week. Yeah, that's about it. It feels very strange. Because obviously routine for me has been a huge thing in getting well again, and managing things and planning has been such a huge part of that. And suddenly find that, well, you can plan, but is there any point because it might change, or all those things I'm really struggling with at the moment. So yeah, we'll get there. We will get there. So I'm just going to put in guides in here so I remember. I think I am going to go with the heart icons, and I have a sheet just to hand. I always have the sheet on standby because you never know when I'm going to use it. So I think they're perfect in the scallops because they just fit really nicely in that first bit, and on these because they've got their own dedicated section as well. I'll do that one in there, that one in there, that one in there. I don't know why I'm talking to them. Slightly going stir crazy already. Do another green one, and then we'll do a bright pink one on there, I think. There we go. So that's that. TV. So it's getting to that time of year again where certain shows are coming back that I enjoy, and I forget about them until they're 8 episodes in and nearly over. So I'm going to stick a little TV label and a checklist in there just to mark that down, and then I can also record the various copious amounts of TV that I watch in the week, because I do watch too much TV. I'm going to do a video at some point today, so I'll put that in there. Oh, that's a bit far over, isn't it? Don't know what it'll be yet. If there's any suggestions, do leave a suggestion below and I will endeavour to add them in. So I'm going to add in, so this is going to be my focus for the week. This is going to be my gratitude for the week, so a little something every day that may have made me smile. This is this week's gratitude prompt. Yeah, I always panic that this one only has 7 rows, and then I write a title in and then go, oh my goodness, I can't do that, there's no space, but it's fine, it's there. And things I need to do this week that are just popping into my head now, so I'll write them down. So I need to collect my prescription. It's absolutely one of them. I need to print out the census information for guides, which is now paid, so I have to print out the one that says it's paid, and then I have other guide admin to do as well. We've got a blog post coming, a group blog post coming up, so do I want to start a different column? No, we'll do it there. I'm going to make a note of it, because if I get to it this week I will, and if I don't, I don't. So that's that. What am I missing? I don't know. No idea. We'll see what happens. So yeah, bit of an odd plan with me, because it's very much just kind of prepping my week for what may or may not happen. In a way it means I've got a little bit of organisation and routine to my week, even though that is likely to go out the window. So yeah, an old Erin Condon kit from EllieBeth Designs in my medium passion planner for a mix of Mother's Day / St Patrick's Day. Seems a very odd combination, or not, as the case may be. So yeah, as I said, any filming ideas, any video suggestions, leave them in a comment below, and I'll have a think about what to do there. I'm not quite into April, don't quite have enough for April, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, I will leave all my social media links below. In the meantime, guys, be sensible. Don't be crazy and buy all of the toilet roll in the shop, because that's just bananas. And I'll be back next week with another video. In the meantime, happy planning.